Hi guys. Thought I would do a live today. It feels like forever since I've done one. I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do, so I'm on vacation, so I went through all my stuff from when I went out with my daughter the other day, and I found a couple crafts that I want to do. But I will see if some people are gonna log on. But I will show you real quick. I've got one that's somewhat assembled, but it's not glued together. So I'm going to take it apart and show you guys how they're done. So one of them is this here. I think it'd be really cute on a little tray. So I'll show you how to do these. And we went to the Dollar Tree and we found these really cute domes. And I thought, oh, that makes me think of the Beauty and the Beast dome. So I want to make a couple of these. But I also have a couple saved because I want to put like a bird's nest or something inside those. And this one's not glued down or anything either. I plan on taking it apart and showing you what all to do in order to assemble them. Hi, Kelly. So I think the first one that I'm going to do though is this one here. And the little milk jugs or whatever, creamer jugs, I think that's what they are. Those I found at one of the Dollar Trees near me. And so they were just $1. They sell them like this, and they had some really cute sayings on there. And I thought, well, I'll find something to do with them. And I had these already. They were on a long yard stake with a little sign underneath it. And I just took it all apart and I broke this piece off because I wanted to make it into several different things. So all that I need to make this is one of these, one of the little birds. And if you don't have this, any kind of bird, or you don't even have to have a bird in there. You can just have flowers if you wanted. But just a little decoration. And then I ended up getting one little, they call them picks or sprigs. Pitchers. Thank you, Kelly. I cannot for the life of me think of what these were called. I keep wanting to call them jugs. But all of this was on one piece at the Dollar Tree. So I grabbed them because I thought it would go really good with the color. And this is kind of like a mint green picture. So all I did was I took my snippers. I'll show you my little wire snippers. And I snipped each individual one off of there. And then I had some of this. It's kind of like foam, but it's really smushy. So you got to be careful with it. If you get it in any kind of stuff, it kind of melts. You can use regular styrofoam if you want, or you can pack whatever else you want in there. I just figured I had this on hand, so I would use it. And all that I did was cut it down so it would fit inside my container. Now when I cut this apart, it had a little piece of sticky, it's sticky on both sides, a little sticky foam. I thought, how great is that? I'm going to stick that in the bottom and this on it so it stays in place. So that's just one of the things. You don't have to do that. You can make it to where you can change it all out if you want. But with these, I'm just going to go ahead and put that on there. So all that I did was I cut it into fourths so I didn't have to use such a big piece since I cut these down to fit. And then I'm just going to put that just centered on there. And then that'll go inside. I also cut a small piece of burlap to fit over top just to kind of hide if any of that starts showing through, just to hide that little bit. And since this little bird has a pretty wide piece of wire there, I'm gonna cut the center, or even pull out the center piece. That way it'll go through that. When I place it on there, this will fit through there. Oh, and before I forget, I made a little sign. So if you guys could do that, this way I don't have to have it on my table. I had one on my table before, and I found myself moving it around all the time. And this just makes it a little bit easier because it's just right there. So it'll remind people when they log on. So I'm just going to go ahead if you guys are ready, and I'll explain what all goes into the dome one before I start that craft. So with this one here, all that I did was I put that little piece on there. And when I finish this one, I'm going to take that one apart and glue the stuff in because I like how it turned out. And like I said before, you don't have to put that on there if you don't want to. I'll probably end up selling these in the vendor event that I do. And I'm just gonna put this in there. I'm not gonna glue it down. I'm just gonna use that to cover up that piece that's showing. That way, if by chance the flowers don't cover it and the bird don't cover it as much, you'll be able to see that instead of that foam. And then what I did, this one here was green as well. And you couldn't see it because of all that greenery in the color. So what I did was I used a little bit of my chalk paint to paint it. So I'll just show you. And it didn't take long to dry because I'm not putting a really thick coat or anything on there. It's just a small amount. So I'm just gonna kind of just give it a little hint of white. And if some of that green shows through, that's okay. It gives it a little bit of pizzazz there. So see how that's breaking up some of that green? It's not going to make it as dark, and so it won't be hidden in the greenery of the flowers. My hair is really messed up tonight, isn't it? I'm on vacation, so I don't think I have to do my hair too much. It kind of has wispies everywhere. So all that I'm doing is covering this bird just a little bit. It doesn't have to be fully covered. Just some hints. Kind of makes it a little bit rustic too. And if by chance I cover it like too much and I wanted some of that off of there, I do have some of the, it's called celery, and that's a green. I would just use some of that over top to cover if I did too much of the white. But I like how it turns out. And if you wanted a little bit more color on there, you could add like yellows, whatever colors. Oh, I think it shows better right there. But see, since I didn't add a whole lot, it's already dry. And then all you do is you just center this where you're wanting it. And find that center mark where I removed that little piece of string. And you can glue this down if you want. I probably will, since I'm going to be using it at that craft show, and I'll be selling it, just so it stays in place. And on the other one, I did the bird first as well, just so I knew where to place the flowers. And I find myself really gravitating towards the earthy colors, or even the, kind of like cactuses, and I think they call it lamb's ear. I think that's what this one is. I think that's what they called it. I don't know. But I love the greens and just the plants that don't require a whole lot of water. I have been gravitating to all of those. And I like the muted colors to where it's not so bright. But the little hints in this one, the purple and the pink, gives it just that little bit that I think it needed. And with this sprig, it has one piece that has these very long pieces. And then it has 3 that have the purple and the pink. So how I decided on placement was this one would go directly in the center, in the back of the bird. So I'm just going to place some glue on there. And that's just going to go down in the center. And I'm pushing it into that foam piece. Then I'm going to find the one, I'm going to put one of these on each side. Find the one I want to use. It really doesn't matter because they all look the same. So I'll put a little bit of glue on there. And you're just filling up that space behind that bird. Hi, Tibble. So with the 3 in the back here, you can see that filled it up quite a bit. And I mean, really, if I didn't want to put that piece of burlap in there, I didn't have to. But if you can see through the bird, you know, or even through where the spout is, I wanted to be able to see something green other than that styrofoam piece. Now, in the front, see how there's that little gap? I want to fill that as well. So this 3rd little piece here, I'm just going to take it all apart. So I'm taking all of it off of that stem. And the long piece, I placed it next to the spout just because it gives me more space to tuck in, but it really is your preference, whatever you like. But I'm going to glue these in as well. So the big leafy part, I'm going to put that in the center. And then the purple, I don't know what it's called. It's pretty. So the purple one. And then the pink one I'm going to put on the other side. They whip together so quick. I was not sure what craft I was going to do tonight, but I had an idea when I was out and about with Danny, and it's turning out a lot better than what I expected. So this one is done, and it's so adorable. And I'm going to glue that one as well. But when everything went on sale from Easter, I got to show you one of my ideas when it came to this here. I ended up getting some of these clay pots and bottoms. This one I'm in the process of painting. I haven't painted all of it, but I painted some of it. And it's the green. And I thought, how cute on like a table or something. I ended up finding these birds. They were like $4 when they were not on sale. I got it, I can't remember. I want to say maybe $2. It was cheap. So, but they light up, and I bought all that they had. I get so addicted when it comes to my crafts. So I thought, how cute if you put that and one of these. Or do you think that'd be too many birds? But I mean, it could be, it's a pair. So either way, I just think it works. I think it's cute. And then you could put whatever you wanted right here. You could put more plants or a gnome like I would normally do. I don't have anything really close, but I have this here. You could put like a little wishing well. Just for an example, you know, put a little gnome or something in there. But how cute, right? So this was $1. The little sprig was $1. This bird, it was on sale too. I don't remember. But I'm going to end up getting 3 crafts out of this here. So that's great. That's really great. This does look like a bird bath, doesn't it? I did some before with a nest in there in the bird. This one here. And I have thought of doing another nest and putting one of these in it instead of this. I bought all of these too. They no longer have those. I tell you, I'm addicted. And that one I plan on painting the green as well. Oh, and with these, I also have a white one. They had white ones and brown ones. So you could do a white or even. I figured if I put this on this color though, I would probably make this a different color because I think that would be too much mint green. But my goodness, they turn out so adorable. And they're so affordable to make, which is amazing. And our Dollar Tree in my town does not have these, so if I wanted to make more, I only bought 2. I probably should have bought more because now that I have it all done, I'm addicted. And I love how it turned out. So I find myself wanting to buy more. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe I will wait and see how well they do. But with this one, I'm going to go ahead and just pull everything out. I didn't glue anything down. I did put the sticky part on this and attached it. And I already painted the bird. So I will go ahead and add some glue and glue all of them down. I love how they look and turn out. I mean, they don't really have to go in a tray or anything. They work. They look really cute. And if you didn't want to glue them down, you can switch them out. Like if these are not the type of flowers you want, or say you wanted to make it for the holiday, you can switch it out for like poinsettias. You can put poinsettias in there for Christmas. You can put clovers in there for St. Patty's Day. Oh, thank you, Tebble. I love crafting, and it just blows my mind that so many people will watch the videos. I'm really close to 500 followers, so I've been trying to remind people to do this, and I'm just loving that people will watch me and do the crafts with me and give me ideas and give me their feedback. A lot of times I'll pester Danny, my daughter, and say, what do you think of this? Does this look okay? But it's nice to get somebody that doesn't even really know me, you know, get their opinion on stuff that's being made. And then my crafts aren't just mine, they end up becoming so much more. And I just love it. And I really like the fact that it has gotten me out of my comfort zone, because normally I would not. Like several years ago, I probably would not have done any of this, because I don't approach people. I'm not a very good public speaker. And with this, it hides the crowd, so I don't get nervous like I would if I was in like a banquet hall or something doing a craft. I would get really nervous if there was tons and tons of people, especially if I didn't know them. But this, I love that I'm able to do the lives. And is it weird of me that I am glad that the handles are on the same side of both of these? I am so thrilled that they're going the same way. But on another note, I kind of wish there was a couple that was going this way so you could have a pair. And you'd have the handles on opposite sides. I know, sometimes I'm weird that way. I think my OCD sometimes plays into it. But yeah, I love visiting with you guys, and I am so glad that people love doing this. I think even if somebody didn't watch, I would still like to do it just so I could watch them back to see my crafts. Because there's times where I'm like, what all did I do with that project? And this helps document it so I can look it up later. So I'm going to keep doing the videos, whether anybody watches me or not. But I really do appreciate all of my followers and people that support me. And boy, when I reach that 500 mark, I have 4 people last time I checked. I need 4 more people. When I reach that 500 mark, I'm drawing 2 names, and 2 people are going to be getting a very special gift. Because I love you guys, and I love that you guys watch me. So I'm putting these to the side, and then I'm going to show you guys the other one. Yes, if you find more of these, let me know. Because, oh my goodness. And they have 2 Dollar Trees. We stopped at both of them. We stopped at the one over by Walmart and the one down by Family Video. Down by, oh, what's that street? I can't remember the street. It's downtown. Is it Central? I think it's by Central. But yeah. I can drive there. I just don't know all the names of the streets. And I have gotten to where I will not get lost I think I would be able to find my own way now. So the other craft is this one here. And I mean, you can doll this one up. You can add like more glitter or whatever to make it look more magical. But all that I did, when Valentine's was over, these were normally $1.28. And Walmart had them on sale for 10 cents a rose. I bought them all. The ones with the sparkles and the ones without. So I thought, well, I bought 4 of these, so I'm going to do 2 of them with the magic rose. 2 of them, the other 2 are going to be probably gnomes or birds. So with this one, I had to cut it down quite a bit in order for it not to touch the top of that dome. I mean, they all had the same size stem, but I had to cut it down way short. And I didn't know that it already has a hole poked in there. In Tebel, they have these too. I would take some more of these too if you find them. Because now that I'm home, I wish I would have grabbed more. Isn't that the way it always goes too? You go shopping and you don't want to fill your cart because you feel guilty for taking everybody's craft supplies because you want them to be able to craft too. But then you get home and you're like, oh man, I really want to do more. So, yeah. So what I did with this was I cut one down. And then I wanted to have some petals, but I did not want to take the petals from my original rose. So I took another one and I clipped it off really close and I kind of tore it apart. I've got to show you what it has in there because I was fascinated by it and I'm going to use it for another craft. So I'll move all this aside. So when I pulled that off, this was on the bottom, and I pulled that off of there. Then there was, I'm having some issues with my internet. I think it's because of the storm. Hopefully it does not boot me off. So anyway, when I pulled this off, it had this little, to me it looked like a little cage from that game Mousetrap. So I took it off, and then this layer came out. Then it had another cage with this one. And so I pulled that off. Then it had an itty bitty one with the very close petals together. So what I'm thinking of doing is saving these, using them as a pattern on maybe some felt or even fabric. And I'm gonna recreate that rose with these little pieces here. It only took three of the petals. So I'm going to try that with felt or material and see how it turns out. But that's going to be another project. And then all that I did after I pulled it off, I cut one of the petals, which I'm going to cut another one off. And I have tons more of these roses, so I've got plenty more for patterns. So I cut one off of the very big one, and then I cut one off of the very small one. And the reason I'm going to do this next step is because with this in here, there's not much room. And I do want to put a thing of leaves behind there just to have it in there. I think it needs a little bit of greenery. But if you put the whole petal in there, see how much space that takes up? I'm going to cut them down. That way it'll fit in there. And I just eyeballed it. And you don't have to do this step if you don't want to. But I thought it would look really cute with some of the petals down on the bottom. But I wanted to be able to have a shiny piece and one that isn't. So I just eyeballed it. Oh, and Tebble, if you could get 4 more of these and 4 more of those pictures, that would be great. I think 4 of each would be plenty. That would give me 8, so 8 of those and 6 of the others, so I think that would work out good. But yeah, so all that I did was cut those little petals, you know, out, because it would fit and look a lot better in there. And no one's going to go in there and measure, so don't worry about it looking smaller than what these are. So what I'm going to do is I don't want this slipping and sliding. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of glue on it and then put it in there. That way it stays. You want to make sure that it's still, yeah, it's not touching the top, so it's good. And there was a couple marks on the stem that kind of looked like thorns, and I had to snip those off. Just in order for it to go inside there and not touch the top. Okay, so this here, I want it to look like it's on there, so I'm going to add a little dab of glue at the bottom here so it kind of stays in place. Then I'm just going to hold it for a second, and I might even add just a little bit of glue where that leaf is going to touch the rose. It just makes the dome fit on just a little bit better, and it's not like when you put it on, because I don't plan on gluing this down. I mean, you can if you want, but I don't want a whole lot of glue showing. And if I wanted to add like a little gnome or something later, I want to be able to pull off the top, because I'm like addicted to gnomes. So then, these petals though, I will glue down, and I want them to the front. So I'm just gonna see where I want them. Yeah, I like that. So all that I'm doing is adding a little bit of glue to the edge of this, and then just placing it in there. I was really surprised with these sparkly roses that not all 3 layers had the sparkle. I really did think it would have the sparkle all the way inside. But I mean, that's a really good business decision because then you save. I'm sure the glitter one is more expensive and the other one isn't. So they don't have to charge as much because it doesn't have as much of that glitter on there. That's probably their way of thinking. Hi, Danny. Hi, Julie. Okay. So I'm going to add just a little bit of glue on this one. And for placement, it really doesn't have to be any specific way because when they fall, they're not going to be placed really pretty. They're just going to go willy-nilly. So, however it lands, it'll land. And with the way I have the leaves here, it would probably get stuck when it fell. It would probably get stuck on the leaves. But I want it to look this way. So that's how I decided to do it. Then you just put your top on. And then you have your Beauty and the Beast rose. And you can add glitter to the bottom in there to make it sparkle a little bit more. You could even add glitter to the inside. You could put a little bit of Mod Podge that dries clear with a little bit of the... Oh, it's like a... Not like a bright glitter, but one that kind of looks like snow or crystally looking. That would look really nice in there. But boy, so easy. If you have a little girl or even a grown-up that likes princesses or anything, that would be so cute. And if you have a Cricut, which I do, but I'm still learning with it, you could print out their name and put their name along here, along the bottom. I mean, that would be cute too. Or glue a ribbon with their favorite color. You could decorate them however you want. But I do plan on doing one with a bird or maybe even gnomes. I tell you. You'll notice with a lot of my lives, I'll end up talking about gnomes, or there'll be other gnomes that I do during lives. Now, when my daughter and I were out over, well, I keep wanting to say over the weekend, but it was just Monday we ended up going out. We were talking, and we're going to try doing a Bob Ross gnome. How cute would that be, right? With the little fuzzy hair and have him with a little, what do you call that? Palette? Paint palette. And then with an easel next to him. It'd be so cute. So I think we're gonna make one of those. This one has some really weird looking stuff at the bottom. So I'm just trimming that off because I think it looks weird. I'll show you on this one. Do you see that? It looks a little different. So I clipped that off. That's what I was doing just now. This one's leaning this way a little bit, so I'm going to have that towards the front. I'm just going to glue that at the base, like it's attached. And then I'll attach it right up where it touches. Just so it stands up a little bit. Oh, Julie, thank you. Sometimes I don't know where it comes from. You know, my mind is always moving. And like earlier today, I didn't even know what craft I was going to do tonight. I was like, I haven't done a live in so long. I mean, I think it was on the 20-something of last month. But it seems like forever because I love doing the lives. So I thought, well, no matter what, I'm going to do one tonight. If I don't do it tonight, I'll do it tomorrow. But I really wanted to do one tonight. So I come home and I went, oh my goodness, I didn't even think of what all I was wanting to do. So I was scrambling, looking through here. What all did I buy, you know, during my outing? And so this is what I came up with. And I loved it. So, and I'm so glad that people are wanting to log on and see what I've done. So I'm just going to glue these little bits down. Oh, hi Dana. Thank you. I love how they turn out. And I like the fact that they are affordable. I mean, the roses I got on sale after Valentine's for 10 cents a stem. And then the domes, I got those at the Dollar Tree in Burlington. They don't have them in town here. I wish they did because, oh my goodness. But I like the fact that we have so many Dollar Trees around us that I have access to. And they all carry different things. So each one, I feel like I'm spending a fortune. I go in there and I feel like I'm wealthy because I fill my cart. But, oh my goodness. The stuff is just pennies. And you can make such pretty things for a little bit of nothing. So I like that it's affordable. And with me, I craft a lot. It gets my brain off of all the other stresses. So it's what's needed right now. This pandemic is really hard on people's minds and everything, and I need an outlet or a go-to, and crafting is one of my go-tos. I'm gonna turn that. Oopsie. So see, look how cute that is. And it's only like $1.10 just right here. But it looks like it would cost more than that. And then you can add a name down here. Or you can add a little gnome inside there. I think I have one somewhere close. Let me look. Normally I have a gnome not too far from me at all times. So, and I do. So just so you can see how it would look, I'm going to open one up. Okay. So how cute is that? And that gnome came with 2 other gnomes for $1 from the Dollar Tree. So, pennies, you can do, and this would make a really cute gift for like a little girl that likes princesses, you know, or somebody who likes gnomes like me, you know. Give them something like this, and it's not even $2. So, how cute and so affordable for gifts. You can see this one, I could put a little this little gnome in here too. With him though, I'd probably glue him down. Yeah, I would probably glue down the gnomes. But boy, they look cute with the gnomes in there. How adorable. Or you could even put that fake moss down on the bottom if you wanted and do like a little scenery in there. Look how adorable. I think I'm going to take the gnomes out of these though and just leave them as the roses, because I do have a lot of gnome things for my table for my craft fair event that I'm going to do. So I think I need to do some things that are not gnome, because not everybody is like me and is addicted. There. So these I'll just leave as Beauty and the Beast. But they would even look really cute on a tray as well. Along with, I was showing this bird earlier for those of you that didn't get to see. I mean, even that would be really cute. For the ones that just logged on not too long ago, I made these. And I had shown how they would look really cute, like on a tray or something like this. I know, I'm addicted. You know, I have to put a gnome on there if it's in my house. But how cute, right? Or you could even put like a little nest. That one there I glued down, so I can't really show you on that one, but I suppose I could use this. I made burlap flowers on one of my other lives, and that's how I came up with the bird's nests. And so all that I did was I started out like this, and I put them down in there, and the pieces that I had pulled out, I formed the other part of the nest, the part that goes up. So pretend this is a nest, and I mean, you could put the bird in the nest along with this if you wanted. I mean, really, there's no wrong way of doing it. Decorating shows everybody's personalities, so just go with it, and you'll be surprised with what you get. Sometimes half of the stuff I come up with, it's just by accident. My brain keeps going, and then I end up with stuff like this or this, because it just keeps going and going. And I mean, it's even cute by itself. You could put this in with some salt and pepper shakers, or a little thing with sugars on the table. They turn out so cute. I'm trying to think of what else I can show you. Oh, and I was talking about that Bob Ross gnome that my daughter and I are gonna end up making. I also was going through the store, and when I was making that optician gnome, I thought, well, I'm going to go into the doll clothes, those American dolls, and see if they have any boots. And I found some. Well, I found this cute little outfit. So, it has a pair of pants, and it has this cute little top. When I saw it, I thought, oh my gosh, that makes me think of my son Tanner when he was little, because he used to have a shirt similar to this one. So I grabbed it and I thought, well, I'm just going to make a little boy gnome because I haven't done those yet. And then as I was walking by, I stopped dead in my tracks. My son was a skateboarder. He loved to skateboard. So I thought, oh my goodness, I have to make a skateboarding gnome. I have to. It's got to be there. And after I make him, I will probably send him to my son. It's storming outside. I'm sorry. I about just had a heart attack. That thunder was loud. Whew. You might see my heart stop, so bear with me. But yeah, what do you guys think? And these, you don't have to use them. You could use different, you could put something else in there. Those light up birds are too big, but I had these other birds. I'll show ya. I think I have one over here. This one I gave to my daughter and she forgot it here. But instead of that one, you could place this in there. And that would look cute too as a pop of color. Or even leave it by itself. I mean, it's cute either way. They turn out adorable. Or if you have one of those Lazy Susans, they would look really cute on the Lazy Susan. They turn out so cute. I'm trying to think what else I got. Oh, I ended up getting these round, I think they're porcelain, but it's like a round ball, and it's got these weird shapes and stuff. I think I'm going to do something with those as well. They'll probably end up becoming gnomes or something, unless my brain takes another turn a different way. But do you guys have any other ideas that would work with these or these domes? On the picture, it has like a little, it's filled with moss and twinkle lights. I wanted to be able to do something a little bit better than that. I mean, that would be cute too, but I wanted something just a little bit more with those. And maybe if I get more of those, I can put, instead of like a regular rose, I could put a felt or a fabric rose in there. Yeah. The ideas are endless with what you can do. And with these, you could put you can put different flowers in there, put little fairies in it, make like a little fairy garden. Or you could put one of those like push lights in there, hang it upside down, and attach it to like a cabinet, and you could have really cute lights in there if you want to use them upside down. Don't ask me how I came up with that either. It's just going on in my head. So I'm probably not going to stay on too much longer. This is probably one of the shortest lives that I've done, but I did a lot of the prep beforehand. Danny, I did. I told them that we were going to do the Bob Ross gnome, and I'm so excited about that. I cannot wait to try, because I've got some doll hair that was with my grandma and grandpa's stuff that I got, and I'm thinking that'll work. If not, I have some other stuff that might work, but I'm excited. I can't wait. Can't wait to see how it turns out. I love crafting, and it just makes me so happy that my family likes to craft too. The grandbabies like to do it with me. Danny likes to craft. I think it just helps us get our mind off of everything else and helps us grow a little bit more. But I like the fact that it takes our mind off of everything else. Danny, he is going to turn out amazing. I cannot wait. And I cannot wait to see how that skateboarding one turns out too. I probably won't do that one live. Danny, maybe the Bob Ross one we should do live. So maybe we should try doing that. I have some cones, so I'm thinking we're going to use a cone for the body. But we'll go from there. Unless we do a sock gnome one. I don't know. We'll have to get together and collaborate about it, and then maybe do it live, just so people can see how he turns out. I still have some of those St. Patrick's Day hats that I dolled up and everything. I'm thinking of using one of those hats and putting it on a gnome, just to see how it'll turn out. There was one I was thinking of doing a black sock, covering it, and then put like look like a belt around the brim of the hat, and maybe do like Slash. Try to do him just to see, because I know he's got a lot of hair, and so his eyes don't even have to show. You know, he can have the nose and the dark black curly hair. I wouldn't mind trying one of those, because I have those hats, and Slash wore some of those hats. So we'll see. I might have to make one of those. And I'm thinking I might try to squeeze another live in before the end of my vacation, but I'm not sure. I'll go through my craft stuff and see what time I have and what all I've got. But my goodness, I've got so much supplies. And with these birds, I do want to find a craft that I can put them in, because I really don't want to sell them just by themselves. I'll probably either make them as gifts or put them in a nest that I make out of burlap and go that route. I don't know. I also bought, I gotta show ya, some of these left over from Easter. And I thought if you wanted to make ornaments, they could be a gnome head, have the beard dangling down here, have the hat up here, and you can hang it. Or make them into something else, or paint them, whatever. But I ended up getting quite a bit of these, even some colored ones. Oh, and just to show you, with that optician gnome and the other gnomes that I've been doing, I said that I go over by the American Doll supplies. So this is what I got, and it has these little boots. Inside these little boots, there is a little sock. And what I did was I filled the bottom part of that sock with rocks. And then I put a dowel rod in the rocks, so it kind of stood up. And I glued it in there. So all the rocks kind of clumped together and stuck to that dowel rod. And then that dowel rod I stuck inside the cone. So that is probably how we will do that Bob Ross if we give him legs and have him standing. If he has shoes or anything, we'll probably have that dowel rod in the bottom of the cone. But yeah, it even comes with an umbrella. So like today, the optician gnome actually could be using his umbrella and have it open on the counter. I have it at work, but I'm sure the girls haven't done it. I feel so bad. They're so short-handed at work right now. And I'm sure they're rocking it, though. They're amazing people to work with. But as soon as I return to work, I've started a list of names for that optician gnome. And as soon as I return to work, we're all going to come together and I'll read off all the names and we will decide what to name him. But yeah, this is how I do the legs. If I don't have like the dowel rods, there's other ways of doing it. Maybe sometime I'll do a live just on how to attach feet to the gnomes, because I've had several people ask me that as well. If you have any questions, just go ahead and message me. I'll message you back as soon as I can. My goodness. Trying to think if I forgot anything. I think that's it. Yeah, or I could even show how I did that bird cage. I've got other stuff to make that bird cage too. So if you guys want, give me feedback. Let me know what you want to see me do. If I've got all the stuff, I'll do it. Now I have a metal pitcher, a big one. So maybe I could doll that one up as well. Look at some of my glass stuff and my metal containers. Maybe that would be a good craft to do next. So, but if you guys think of anything, let me know. I'll see how to display this right now. There, that looks better. I really appreciate you guys coming on and sticking with me, watching the crafts that I did, even though it didn't take very long. And like I said at the beginning, when I get 500 followers, I will draw 2 names, and those people I will let you know, and they will get a special something, because I want to spread some sunshine out there. So, and I really appreciate all of your guys' support and kind words and everything, and I love visiting with you guys on here. So if there's nothing else, I'm gonna go ahead and get off and probably clean up and organize my room, maybe even do another craft, and then I will keep you posted if I do another live before Sunday. So I will talk to you guys later. Thank you again for watching. Bye.